Hello, everyone. Welcome to this live Doodle introduction webinar. My name is Aaron, and I'm with my esteemed colleague, Hichem.
Hello, Hichem here, Customer Success Lead at Doodle, and I'm with my esteemed colleague, Aaron, the boss of the marketing content, and together we will help you make the best out of Doodle.
Great. Can you mute? Great. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Let's jump right in. Again, thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to have a great time. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to take about 45 minutes today. If you have questions, drop them in the chat. Hichem and I will both go back and forth answering your questions as needed. We will also spend some time at the end addressing them. Please don't hesitate. If you're here, if something pops into your head, go for it, right? So today we're going to talk about the dashboard, which is where all of your polls live. We're going to talk about the calendar connection, which is how you get the most out of your Doodle account. We're going to talk about the address book connection. We're going to talk about branding, user management, all kinds of cool premium features. Hichem is going to walk you through the creation of your first poll or second poll or third poll. Then we're going to talk about Doodle one-to-one, our quick solution for one-on-one meetings. And we're also going to talk about our brand new Bookable calendar. Bookable calendar, which is our awesome appointment scheduling tool as well. So let's, why Doodle, you know? Why are we all here today? I mean, scheduling is hard. It takes a lot of time. It's challenging. You go back and forth, and sometimes you can't even find a time to meet. Endless email threads and coordination. Hey, can you do Tuesday at 3? Or no, I have a meeting. Let's do Thursday at 5. And it just goes on. And then, you know, maybe you can't even have that meeting. And everyone is sad. Scheduling mishaps are also all too common. You know, you can double book yourself, overbook yourself. It gets complicated, you know. And everyone's time is valuable. And some meetings are just too important to miss or to mess up. And you know, Doodle is also a great way to keep a nice record of RSVPs and updated responses as well. So, what is it, and how does it work? I'm just going to give you a bit of an overview, and then we'll jump right into the kind of walkthrough introduction. So, Doodle is a scheduling platform. In fact, it's an entire suite of tools that bring people together by making meeting scheduling effortless and fast. So it's the best way to get the right people in the right place at the right time. And the functionality of it is quite simple as well, right? So this kind of classic Doodle tool that we have, I mean, you create a meeting invitation with possible dates for your meeting, times, and you send it out to your guests. They vote on the times that best suit their calendars, and then you close a poll and it syncs to their calendars. In Doodle one-to-one works in a very similar fashion, and then also our brand new bookable calendar, you know, you have time options presented to your guest, they choose one, and then it books. Doodle works with any size group as well. If you want to schedule a one-on-one, like I mentioned, you can do that. If you want to schedule an entire conference of people, you can do it in no time flat. Inside your company or outside, whether you have access to someone's calendar or not, Doodle works. And Doodle is Doodle everywhere you're working, right? We have a Slack bot as well. If you work in Slack, you don't have to leave Slack to find a great time for your meeting. We have Chrome extension, we have native apps. We also, I mean, it's, everywhere you're working. So, top tips today. Before we jump into it, I just wanted to mention a couple things. You know, Doodle integrates with the tools you use every day. I did mention Slack, but more importantly, Doodle connects to your calendar. You can view your appointments side by side with your potential options for your Doodle poll. And then when you find that time, you can sync it automatically. With the calendar connection. I'm going to show you that in 1 minute. It's very easy to set up. You can follow along as well. You can also connect to your address book, which makes the sending of these invitations very, very quick. It functions very much in the same way as the calendar connection as well. It's really 2 clicks and you're set up. I'll show you how that works as well. You can add the Slack bot. You'll see the button on I think all of the polls right now. You can add the Slack, the Doodle bot to your Slack. Yeah, and we'll show you the brand new Doodle one-to-one and Bookable calendar as well. So let's go ahead and show you your account setup. I'll share my screen. Share my screen. Cool. Okay. Great. So can you see my screen, Hichem? Can you see my screen? Okay, awesome. Great. So when you log into your Doodle account, and I would encourage everyone to follow along with me, with us, rather, this is what you'll be faced with. This is your Doodle dashboard. This is where all of your polls live, all of your meetings live, and you can see here on the side that there's filters for your invitations, the ones you've sent, received, confirmed. You can also archive polls as well to kind of clean up your dashboard if you like. Also quick access to the Bookable calendar. And what I would like to show you as well right now is the calendar management and the contact management as well. So you can connect your calendar by clicking here, Manage, or you can find your account settings up at the top under your little avatar. I'll go here to my account settings. So everybody, yeah, take a second and go ahead and follow along. We're going to connect our calendars now. So here you can see basic profile stuff as well, notifications, the Slack integration like I mentioned, but calendars is what's important at the moment. So here, okay, so this is where you connect your calendar. Doodle offers direct syncs to Google and also Office 365, Outlook.com. Any other calendar you may have, you can pipe in with an ICS feed. So if you have like Yahoo or whatever, you go to your settings and then you click export, and it'll give you a little link that says, that's the ICS link. Then you would just add it here under the ICS feed, and then you can see your appointments side by side, which is really the best way to get the most out of your Doodle account. So if you have Google, you could just click the button here, and then it'll take you through the login, and then it's connected. You don't have to think anything more about it. I would like to show you how this looks in practice, so you can see how this works when you create a poll here. So I'll go back to my dashboard. And I had just created this test meeting a few minutes ago for this webinar. And so here under my calendar, so this is if you're participating in someone else's poll, someone sent you one, or you're when you're creating them yourself, it'll look just like this. So here you can see that I've connected my calendar. I have this brainstorming meeting, this breakfast meeting with Hichem tomorrow as well, and then here are the options for my Doodle poll that I'm participating in. So it's like this way, you never have to worry that you're double booking or overbooking yourself. Everything is there, and you can make you can get control of your schedule basically. And then the creation process is the same. When you add the time options, you'll see your appointment right there, and you're like, okay, well, why would I add an appointment, or why would I add a time option when I have a meeting there, right? So you can avoid and balance your schedule quite easily. So that is the calendar connection. How you get the most out of your calendar or your Doodle account. You can add the times, but then also when you choose that final time, you can sync it automatically. Very nifty, very handy. So I would like to go back to the account settings and show you how the address book connection works, much in the same way. So we go to contacts here on the left, and here you go. Yeah, I already have my contacts connected, and it says, yeah, it's the same way. You just click one of these buttons, and then it takes you through the walkthrough, and then or the login, and then you've got it connected. I'll show you how this looks in practice as well. So I'll go back to my dashboard, I'll go back to that poll. Since I have my contacts connected, I don't have to spend any time typing every email address out. I just want to invite my friend Steve to this poll. And there he is. Okay, well, both of the Steves in my life I can add, and it's really just that simple. So just start typing, and then boop, they're there, and then I can invite them to my Doodle poll. So yeah, cool. Gotta find all the traffic lights, disarm them. Awesome. Okay, cool. So now I'd like to go back to the account settings and show you a couple of other things before I bounce it over to Hichem. I'd like to show you the branding options. So this is a premium feature, that's why it's got this little crown here. But the branding options are pretty cool if, say, you have your own business or you're in maybe a large enterprise, perhaps. You can brand all of your Doodle polls. So when you send them out to clients, it's got a bit of a professional look to it. I myself have a pumpkin pie business, so I would like to a successful pumpkin pie business. So I would like to, add my pumpkin pie logo to my Doodle polls. So when everyone wants to sign up for my pumpkin pie baking classes, they're like, oh wow, that's a pretty cool scheduling tool he's got there. And I can also match the color as well to my pumpkin pie logo. So just to show you how this looks in practice, the pumpkin pie logo is still with my graphic designer. So I'll show you the bat logo here. It takes the place of the Doodle logo on your polls. And it's really just as simple as that.
I think that you have a pumpkin pie enthusiast and fan.
Okay, perfect.
Tobin. He wants your business link.
Okay, cool. No, that's very nice for the support. Yeah, it is the season, right? Pumpkin pies all around.
It's booming.
Okay.
So you guys definitely.
So yeah. Anyway, it's really just as simple as that. You add the logo, and then you can also match the background. It's really cool. And if you have a team plan, here you can see on the left, this is where you can add the rest of your teammates to your Doodle account, right? So for the pumpkin pie business, I want to add Hichem so he can help me manage all of the pumpkins, the supply side of the pumpkin pie business. So I just added him before last, but it's as simple as adding, an email address, and then you just click this little plus button on the side, and then Hichem gets the invitation, the invite. He opens it up in his email. He clicks, confirm, and then it establishes the connection between him and this umbrella pumpkin pie account. Simple as that. And yes, so. Just to do a bit of a recap before I pass it over to Hichem, we talked about the dashboard. That's where all of your polls live. We talked about the calendar connection, which is how you get the most out of your Doodle account. We talked about the address book connection, and then some of the premium options we have, like branding and the user management as well. So now I'm going to bounce it over to Hichem, and he's going to walk you through the creation of your first poll, and also some of the cool options you can use with that. And then we'll also talk about Doodle one-to-one and bookable calendar. So take it away, Hichem.
And it's done.
Mm-hmm. Oh, cool.
Good.
Yep. You good?
Can you turn off your microphone?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
So we are right now on the landing page. This is where you arrive when you log in. This is also the home page. So you have a little options here. It's not only a cool design, you can actually start directly from here. However, it is best to go on the dashboard to not only have the overview of what's going on, but also to click on create and have the little menu here. So we're going to start with what we call the group meeting, which is our main feature. This is the one that will solve most of your use cases. So I'm going to enter a very easy title, test, demo, and add location to be defined later, and here I can add a note. This will be read by the participants. So let's just say I want them to vote only once. And then I click on continue. Then it actually shows me the view of my calendars. So here, to answer one of the questions I was previously asked, Through my calendar, I have access to my colleague calendars. So I just unselected one. Let's say that if I want to meet with, well, why not Cliff? I just select his calendar, and then I have the view, and I can see where there is no conflict, and that would only be, well, Friday afternoon, I'm afraid. So I will choose a few options. So for internal purposes, this is perfect. That allows you to select everything without having to worry about conflict or missing an appointment. You can also connect another calendar. This is also my private calendar to make sure that you don't book something when you already have something happening in your private life. So this is perfect. So in this scenario, I'm going to actually move to another view and have less of a, oh no, I'm busy all the time, it seems. Let me remove one calendar. Oh yeah, much better. So here, I will just choose a few options here and there, for example, voila. Those are the time slot that I'm offering to the participants, so they can actually choose from it. Here you can see, of course, the time zone. I'm in Berlin, so in Europe. Let's say that I'm actually scheduling, but I'm not going to participate. And this is actually happening for my colleagues in New York. Then I just type new and choose New York, which is 5 hours earlier than my actual time zone. And this is a time that all the time here are actually now on New York time. But I will stick with Berlin for now. And also, while we're actually on the time zone topic, when I create a poll on my time and I send it to somebody, this person will actually see it based on their time. It is actually dynamic. Our system pick up on your location or the location of the participants and display the time, convert them in their actual local time. So you don't have to do the math. The only thing you have to be aware of is the time difference. So you don't schedule something that will actually end up being at 2 a.m. for the participants. So a little bit of gymnastic. Other than that, we take care of the rest. Once you selected all the time you want to offer, we have this amazing console control panel. You can choose the following options: yes, no, if need me. So this grayed out those two options, and what does that allow you to do? Right? Basically, you allow your participant to say, maybe I can free myself on Monday afternoon. If I really have to, I can make it, but I'd rather not. It's more or less what you want to offer. This is when you invite, I don't know, 15, 20 people to, let's say, a team event, and you try to find the best time. It's good to actually enable this option. When it's something that is more professional and you really need to have a straight answer, it's best to go with this one. You limit the number of votes per option. Let's say that you try to organize a training session, and for each training session, you have a maximum attendance of 10. So you want 10 people per options. And to be sure that you reach that result, it's best to also select a single vote per participants. So people will only be able to vote once and select one of the choices you offered. So that means that the 10 faster will have like Monday, and the others Tuesday, and so on. And yeah, that's very easy. That saves you a lot of time, and that allows you to avoid duplicates, which sometimes happen. And here, because we actually value privacy, and we know that you do as well.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead.
No. Please talk a bit about privacy, because we just had the question.
Perfect timing. So privacy, we allow you to enable this option that makes you, the admin, the only person that can see the participant names, their votes, and their comments, and as well the results. So you and only you will see everything, and people will be voting blindly. They will not be aware that what Jane Doe voted, what Paul voted. They can only see what they have in front of them, which is a line to enter their votes. But I will actually show you right after that. So I'm going to keep it activated because it's an important topic. Here we have the premium options, and those are awesome. Imagine you can just click here and voila, you have a deadline. You can actually make sure that people will have to vote before the 25th of November. Mm-hmm. So here it enables the automatic reminders. It's based on an algorithm. The first one is fired more or less 24 to 48 hours after your creation of the poll. If nobody has voted, it's 24 hours. If not, it's 48 hours after. The last one is sent 24 hours, the deadline. So it will be sent on the 24th of November. And the second one is somewhere in between those 2 dates. So the system calculates that for you. You do not have to stress yourself. It's done. And here, if you want to refresh your database or have more information about your customers, you can actually force them to provide you email, phone numbers, or address. So in order to vote, they will have to fill those forms, those fields. So it's always good to have those information for your business purposes. Here, I'm not going to activate that. And before somebody asks the questions, those fields are not yet customizable. This is by default emails, phone number, and address, but we're working on that. It's a feature that is on the storyboard for at some point next year. So now I'm just going to hit finish, and voila, we'll have the exact choices that were entered. If you want to have the complete view, you just click on the arrow. So here, my name is already filled because I'm connected to my account, and I'm just going to choose December the 3rd. Actually, no, December the 2nd. I don't know why. I do like that date.
Did you invite me already to this poll?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. I will vote first, and then I will go back to the invite participant window. So it is right in front of you. You cannot miss it. All you need to do is type the name if it's already connected to your address book, like Aaron showed earlier. And voila, I have, oh, not this address. It's, which one do you want me to invite you to? Doodle
Aaron 1.
Doodle
Please.
Aaron 1. It should actually come up.
Yep.
No, okay. At gmail.com, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. And then you can just enter another one. So I'm going to invite myself as well. It should actually pop up. There you go. And you can add another one. It's a dummy address just for the sake of example. And voila. And here again, you have this tiny little window, which is the comment. Here, it's actually the text that will be sent with your invitation. So you can customize it and put something nice. So I'm going to add, please. It's always nice. And hit send. You can actually see now this confirmation banner that it's been sent, but if you missed it, don't worry. All the email addresses you've entered are already in here, so you can keep an eye and an overview on the status of what's going on in your poll. So now Aaron will actually vote in a few seconds.
I will do that.
In between, I can actually show you a few other things. First, here you can see this barred eye to remind you that it is completely private. I'm going to log out actually to be exactly in the screen that would have a participant. So when you share the invitation, whether by email or via link, and I will show you that in a second, this is what the participant will receive. That's his view or her view. And I will actually enter Laura. Laura wants to participate as well, and she is also available on the 2nd. She just texted me that on Slack, so I will enter send. And voila, back to the poll. So I'm back to the poll, and this is what I see, nothing, because it is completely confidential, and only me as the admin logging back in will have actually access to all of the votes. In between, I assume that Aaron has voted, and I'm just scrolling down, and voila, Aaron actually also voted. And those two are yet to participate, and when I click on the invite, well, the status is clear, invited, but has not yet opened the invitation. So you can also have the overview here. When you scroll back up here, you can always go back and invite people, either by entering their emails or by sharing the link here. When you do share the link, the thing that happens is that the email will not be in the board. It will not be coming and populating the table. So basically, somebody will just get in and vote like that, let's say. So yeah, I'm good with that. So yeah, when you share the link, somebody can actually just go and vote, and you'll just have this without the email address because, well, I'm connected, that's why it's showed. And other thing that is important for you to know, you can at any point go back in the poll, edit it, print it, export it in PDF or Excel before or after the poll is closed. You can also duplicate it. When you duplicate that, it's great because you can keep all the mailing lists that you already have, and then you only have to change the dates if the dates are in the past or refresh them. It's up to you. You can also delete all the participants if you want to re-invite a bunch of other people to the same exact event. If in between you print them, you already have the results saved, you can just delete all the participants, invite a bunch of new people, and so on. Or you can also just delete the poll, as easy as that. So here I would like you also to pay attention to this. Choose the final option. in theory, when I have enough people who voted, that will actually be here instead of send reminders. There will be the red button to tell you like, hey, it is time to close the poll and send a calendar invite. So I'm just going to click on send reminders. It automatically go and fetch the 2 people who are yet to participate, but you can also send it to everybody if you wish. And here again, you can always go and customize the message. Thanks a lot. So I'm going to send out the reminder, and voila, I have the confirmation here. Everything is in order. And now I'm going to make the final option because it is time to choose a time. And the system picks for me the best one, which is the 2nd of December at 5 p.m. But you're the admin, so you can always take the upper hand and decide that it's better to meet on the 2nd, but at 1 p.m., or that this person is more important to you than the 2 others, and this meeting really have to happen. So in any case, I will respect the logic here and go with the 2 votes. So I will click on done, and voila, it is closed. Now I only have one thing to do: send the calendar invites. So to be defined, if I want to change it, I can. If I want to change the text, like, yeah, awesome, see you soon. Voila, and then I just send it to the 3 guests. Very, very quick.
Can I jump in quickly to reiterate? I'll turn on my mic if you want to.
Give me a sec. Can I do that actually? Or just speak in my mic?
Okay. So Hichem was just talking about how awesome or what happens when you close a poll. And this goes back to something I mentioned at the beginning. In if you connect your calendar and say you're scheduling, for 10, 20, 50 people, and you find that perfect date where everyone can make it. If you have connected your calendar and you choose the final option, just like Hichem just showed you, it will sync automatically to your calendar. You never have to toggle back and forth between applications. And bonus, if your guests are also have a Doodle account, it will sync to their connected calendars as well. Pretty awesome, total time saver. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah, and you should be. It's awesome. In one little click, everything is done, set in stone. The event will happen, and everything is fine. And also one point that to build on what Aaron just said, even if your participants do not have a Doodle account, what are they waiting for, if I may ask? They will receive this calendar invite, and this will prompt them to actually put it in their calendar. So there is no excuse, everything is set in stone, and nobody can say, oh, sorry, I forgot. It will happen. So that saves you a lot of time and a lot of trouble. So now that we're done with that, you can also share the results if you wish, again, with or without a calendar invite. So it's very easy. We make it very easy for everybody.
Yeah,
that's our motto. So now I'm going to go back in a dashboard and show you what is. Here, the event is here, it's scheduled, you have the overview, 4 out of 4 have voted, and the date has been selected. So that allows you to have a very clear visual on everything. If you scroll down, you have all your others. In here, the archived ones, confirmed, the one you actually received if you want to have another one. Christmas party is happening. Merry Christmas, everybody. It's so coming very, very soon. And now I'm going to show you the Doodle one-on-one. And the Doodle one-on-one is one of my favorites. I know that Aaron loves it as well.
Yes.
And with good reason. So here we find back our calendar view. So here you can change the title, text, and you can add more details again. So it is a demo, and the location is actually Berlin. So we can just enter that. Here you can select the duration. So it goes from 15 minutes increments to 4 hours, but you can also customize it. And let's say that you want to have time slots of 1 hour and 11 minutes. So you can just go ahead and select a few times in your calendar like this. Let me scroll down here, and I'm going to actually switch the view to next week and the week after, actually, where I have way more time. And I can just go around and choose every spot that actually makes sense to me. As you can see, I'm very much a morning person. So, and why not Sunday? Hey, so you can just choose a bunch of dates just like that, as easy as a click.
Yep.
And once you're done scheduling, you can just click on continue, and this is where the magic will happen. So here I can either enter an email address. So I'm going to enter this one. I'm going to add another guest, which will be our beloved Doodle Aaron 1. Here it is. The name is optional, but hey, I like to be complete. And here I'm going to add a message. Let's say it's for Secret Santa. which is a real thing. I'm very excited about that.
Yes.
So you can also add the guests in bulk. What does that mean? You have this window and you can just go and paste an existing mailing list directly. We take care of the rest, and it will be automatically saved in here and you can reuse it afterwards. Or if you want, you can also just copy the link and share it via your own inbox or via your preferred social media. It's really up to you. And what happens then, I just click and send an invitation. So what have I created right now? It is a link that allow people to choose from all those options. So let's say here, I just invited 2 people, me and Aaron, for the sake of argument, but let's say that I share this link with 100 people. The 100 fastest persons will be able to choose from the time slots that I provided. And every time somebody books something, tell me when you're done.
Yep.
This slot is made unavailable for the 99 reminder invitees, and so on. And let's say that in between my afternoon on the 2nd of December is completely blocked. This will update the information on my link.
I participated.
Cool. I just refresh the page. So I was saying when something happens in my calendar, it also reflects in the link because it's dynamic and interactive. So right now, this date here is no longer available in this available time slots. So that's easy as that. You create one link in 30 seconds. You share it with a bunch of people and you can schedule up to zillions of meetings with one link. That is the best.
Can I jump in with a use case?
Please do so.
So can I borrow your mic?
Go ahead.
Okay, thanks very much. Okay, so Hichem is explaining the capabilities of Doodle One-to-One, which is our solution for quick one-on-one meetings, right? So I just wanted to mention, for as a use case, imagine that you're scheduling a lot of interviews or parent-teacher conferences or something. If you're an educator, you could schedule potentially all of these meetings with just one Doodle One-to-One invitation, right? So as you see on Hichem's screen right now, he added all of these different time slots, and he added, you can add as many emails as you like. It goes out to all of these different people. And when one of those time options is chosen, it's synced to both of your calendars. That's the cool part. But then also that option is no longer shown to the other people that you've invited. So you could potentially schedule 10, 20, 50 one-on-one meetings with just this one invitation, just trying to emphasize how cool that is. How much time can you possibly save? Hours and hours and hours.
A bunch.
A bunch. Anyway, thank you all for hijacking Hichem's microphone.
That's all right. And in between, I actually also voted via my other account. And as you can see, it's scheduled here. It is visible. And it's no longer here on the right side. Also, while we're on the topic, you can just scroll down, and here you have the edit button. Let's say that I decide to add some more time options. I can definitely go ahead and just do that. And yeah, hit on continue, and those changes will be successfully saved. And you have, again, the overview. So this is one of the best tools for many use cases, as Aaron mentioned, for HR purposes, for sales purposes, for educating purposes. Every time you have to have a face-to-face, one-on-one with somebody, and you know that you have to have a lot of those, just use one-on-one. It's already saving you a bunch of time. So now I'm going to go back again on the dashboard, and I will show you something else that is quite the other pendant of one-on-one. It's our beta product, the latest of the latest, which is one of my favorite as well. It is the Bookable calendar. So I'm clicking on this link here, and you can all activate it. It's on the beta, but you can definitely use it. And for me, it's market ready. Honestly, there is not much to change in it. So here is the control dashboard. You can change your URL here. You can change personal training and put something else. I'm gonna keep training for now. Oops, typo. You can change the shortcut here. You can change the duration. If you want to offer 1 hour increments, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 4 hours, it's really up to you. You can define your working hours, the time that you offer to people to book something with you, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. in my case. And they can do that up to 3 months in advance. So if somebody wants to book a one-on-one with me using that link in February, right now, you can do it. And I also put a minimum notice of 1 day because last minute meetings might not work with my busy schedule. So, or you can also change it to 3 days, 1 week, a few hours, depends on your availability and flexibility. And here, of course, you can choose which connected calendar. So I only put my professional one and not my secondary one because it's mostly for professional use in my case. And voila, people will receive the following link. Let me show you. They will have this display. So basically they can just see when I have availability. Everything here is gray. They don't see what I'm doing. It's none of their business, to be honest. We value our privacy. Therefore, we do not show information that we shouldn't. So everything is safe and secure and private. The only thing visible is the available time slot. So somebody can just go ahead, click and save, and voila. Next thing you know, you receive an email. The event is already booked in your calendar because in this scenario, the calendars are connected. I don't stress enough the importance of connecting your calendar. This will enable the best Doodle experience ever. And as you can see, it really makes your life easier. So on one hand, we have one-on-one that is more proactive. You actively select the time slot that you put out there for people to choose from. Here, you create a calendar link. You share it with the world and people can click on it and book a time with you. Of course, you always have the upper hand. You can choose to confirm or deny this request, but it is up to you. You can put it on your email signature inside of a document that you share. This link allows people, it's like a modern business card. No, you don't even need to go through the emails anymore. You just go ahead and click on the link and schedule a meeting with someone, or someone try to schedule a meeting with you. It is amazing. It's a real time savior, and time is life, so it's a lifetime savior.
Whoa, yes, absolutely.
We went deep on this one.
Yeah.
All right, so we almost show you everything right here. It is time for the recap.
Yeah.
So I just showed you one-on-one meetings, bookable calendar, which is still in beta, but you can go ahead and test it. It's amazing. You can create several ones, actually. Yeah. As you can see, I have 4, not 3, but I need to have a 4th one, actually. And also the group meeting. This is the best to meet with many people at the same time and find this balance where everybody is in sync on one time and make this meeting that is important to happen.
Can I jump in with a use case? So Hichem is talking about how awesome the brand new Bookable calendar is, and anyone can have a Bookable calendar for now. Thanks. Anyone can sign up for Bookable calendar. With premium, you can have multiple Bookable calendars, right? And so imagine.
No, I'm reading.
Okay.
Sorry.
So imagine, I have a kind of, so my pumpkin pie business, right? Now, because of how successful my pumpkin pie business is, I am actually consulting for other pumpkin pie businesses, right? So I am a pumpkin pie consultant, and on top of having my own pumpkin pie business, right? So I want to have one bookable calendar for my pumpkin pie business, but then I want to have another bookable calendar for potential new clients for my pumpkin pie consulting business. You can have multiple bookable calendars, and say with pumpkin pies, I only want to bake them in the morning, so my office hour, those times that people are requesting to book to bake pumpkin pies with me are only in the morning from say 9 to noon, but then my consulting time is in the afternoon. You can, it's fully customizable, whatever your use case is. We have a tool for it. Doodle's full suite of scheduling solutions. Any meeting you want to schedule, you can do it. We've got it all covered.
Just like that.
Just like that.
So to answer a quick question from Nivoso, sorry if I misspelled your name. How do you change a bookable calendar URL? Well, very easily. You just go here. You can create a new one, as easy as that. You click on the link and it is created. And here you have a name by default. You can just change it, and I will call it test demo, and voila, just click on done, and it is done. Or if I go back on the dashboard and click on an existing one, personal training, I just go here, and here is the URL, and I just change it. So let's put demo en, for example, and then you click on done, and it is done, as easy as that. It's very, very, very user-friendly. Yeah. And to also answer to Richard, can we customize the locations like rooms, etc.? Well, if it's a location that you ask for in the premium settings, unfortunately, the answer would be no. However, since we're on a bookable calendar, you can create a bookable calendar for each room. So basically, if it's a one-on-one for each room, you can just create a link that would be room 1, demo room 2, etc. Room 2, sorry, etc. Or you can create a poll per room. That is also doable. So I don't know if it's valid for your use case, but yeah, that's what I can.
So I think Hichem has signaled the start of the FAQ or the Q&A round. So I will do a bit of a brief recap. If you want to just drop any more questions you have into the chat, we can field them as best we can. We got about 5 minutes left. So today, all of your polls live. We have covered the calendar connection, how you get the most out of your Doodle account. Please connect your calendar. The contacts, syncing your contacts works in the same way. You don't have to type any emails out. You just connect your contacts. We talked about the branding options. My pumpkin pie logo. You can add your logo to your Doodle polls and match the colors. It's super cool. We talked about user management, how you can send out those emails to the other people on your team, and then they can connect and create Doodle polls under the umbrella of your account. Then I bounced it over to Hichem. Hichem walked you through the creation of your first poll and all of the bonus options that you can use, making them hidden, automatic reminders. If you set a deadline for your poll, it'll trigger automatic reminders at certain increments, depending on when in the future your deadline is. We also talked about the Doodle one-to-one, which is our solution for quick one-on-one meetings. I mentioned the interviews and the parent-teacher conferences use case, right? We also talked about the brand new Bookable calendar. Everyone, check out the Bookable calendar. It's the coolest thing ever. And I would say it's the Doodle tool I use the most.
Yeah, me too.
Great.
So let's answer a few questions. What does the user see if Doodle is down for maintenance or someone loses connection to you? So I just answered that. We have redundant servers all around the world to make sure that this does not happen. But if it happens, there will be a more global issue that we have no control over, and that will be the good old error 501 that will be displayed. And if we're not online, we can be sure that a bunch of other websites are not, because it's a major bug that hits. And usually it's like a Cloudflare issue, and it's all like very, very fast in general.
Yes, everyone, please get in touch with us. You have our contact information. You can either get in touch with Hichem or myself. We're connected now.
Yeah, of course.
We're friends. Dare I say it?
I'd like to say so. We shared an amazing time together. That's close for friendship, right?
Yeah. Hey. All right, sounds good.
So I shared my email. Shoot me well, you might actually.
Pumpkin pie, yeah.
Pumpkin pie.
Yes. Oh, what does share with Slack mean? Slack is a communication tool. Depending on your office, you might use it. It's pretty cool.
It's like a professional version of Skype, for example.
Skype, or yeah, exactly. Where just inter-office communication. We have it comes with numerous other applications and stuff. We built a Doodle bot for Slack.
Thank you for the love, Jack.
It's very, very cool. If you use Slack in your company, you don't have to, like I said in the intro, Doodle is Doodle everywhere. So if you're in the browser, you can create polls, then you go to Slack, it's the same polls that you're using. It's on our iOS or Android apps. Doodle is Doodle everywhere.
We have a question regarding the reminders.
Yes.
So they are set automatically for 3 rounds to be sent. However, as I showed, you can always take the upper hand and send them manually. So you can just go ahead and do that. Branding to me means no third-party art with pricing. Yeah, we are sorry about that, Edward. It is a point that we are aware of. I'm working with the product team to see what we can do about it. So bear with us. It's just a matter of time.
Awesome.
If I add additional people and send an invite, does it send the invite to everyone or just a new?
Yeah, you can choose. If you add additional people, then you're just added. Like the other people that you've invited, they won't get that new email. With reminders, you can remind anyone you've sent. You can remind the new people. You can remind different batches of people, anyone you like. Yeah. So there will be no redundant emails, is what I'm saying.
No, you're good on that.
Yeah.
You add 2 new people, only the 2 new will receive that.
Yes.
But then the tuner will be added to the reminders, like Aaron said.
Yeah, and thank you for an excellent question. We take security very, very seriously, especially in the enterprise capacity. You can check out. We can get in touch about the links. I can send you documentation.
It would be a very big topic to tackle here in the webinar. But rest assured, we have very good safety measures. We work with the U.S. government on a daily basis. They use our services, so that tells you the level of security we have.
I also mentioned briefly, we talked about privacy. Hichem mentioned briefly about privacy. Your data is yours. We don't take any of it. It's your calendar information. Everything remains yours. It's something, we take it very, very seriously. We really don't want to take too much of your time today. We hit our 45-minute mark. Honestly, I mean, we could keep at it for sure, but don't want to take up too much of your time today. Thank you so much for joining us. It was such a blast. Hichem and I always really enjoy this kind of thing. Aaron and Hichem coming to you live from Berlin. Thank you so much. Take care, and please get in touch. Like I said, if you have questions.
Everybody. It was a pleasure to have you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And shoot us emails if you have questions.
Yep, cool.
Ciao.
Ciao.